Hey, welcome back to Keto Crypto. And this is probably going to be the most informative, informational, knowledgeable video that I've ever put out. You can see I've put out a lot of content about memes and stuff like that, but this is the quantum financial system, okay? This is what I've been studying for the last 4 or 5 years, and this is where the world is headed, okay? So the quantum financial system, okay? Just remember that. And one of the biggest things about it is the ISO 20022 compliant technologies. ISO 20022 is just a standardized messaging system, the standardized code compliant messaging system for the regulated banks and institutions for how they communicate between each other. So this code, obviously, there's a lot of financial technologies out there and many of them do have been built around regulations and this code, the ISO 20022 compliant code, but many of them have not, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're just not ISO 20022 compliant. However, this video is all about the quantum financial system and things like ISO 20022 compliant regulated crypto financial technologies. So I'll just bring up this chart here. Everybody's familiar with CoinGecko. We're sitting at a $3.5 trillion market cap in the whole cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin taking about 111 in volume and a $1.9 trillion market cap out of that 3.5. Why is that? Well, it's because everybody knows Bitcoin. It's the first one. For me, it's the puppet. It's the illusion of where the world is headed, but it's not actually headed in that direction. In my opinion, this is not financial advice. Neither is Ethereum or USDT. I would say look into ETHgate, check that out. There's a lot of bad corruption and bad money, evil money, uh, dirty money behind Ethereum and USDT and Bitcoin. So these top three, I don't think they're going to be there for long, and we're going to need to focus on these ISO 20022 compliant coins technologies like XRPs, Ripple's XRP. Another great one when you look down the list. I mean, and you do know Ripple just flipped BNB and Solana. That means it was below down here and it surpassed them because that's how much money has gone into it in the last 30 days, 60 days. It's just a monster. Now, another ISO 20022 compliant coin you need to know about is XLM Stellar. As you can see, as XRP rises, so does Stellar right by its side. There's a reason for that. Founder Jed McCaleb was also one of the founders of Ripple. Left Ripple, opened up Stellar, and Jed McCaleb seems to be an awesome person with a great family. He's starting up Vast Space, which is basically building the space stations. They're in partnerships with SpaceX. They're developing the space stations. They're equipping the space stations with the financial technology XLM Stellar so that everybody can learn how to use Stellar galactically, galactrade. Stellar and XLM has quite a bright future. I wouldn't sleep on it. Hedera, we just got into the new meme platform on Hedera. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I have one of my previous videos. It's all about it. It'll show you how to get in there and get started. I do talk about memes, but that's only so I can build my wealth, multiply my wealth, and basically get more HBAR. For example, I will buy some HBAR memes so that it's a leverage on, HBAR. Hedera is the layer one. The memes are a leverage or a layer two that has been built on top of Hedera. So you can leverage Hedera. Sometimes the layer two protocols can go 50x or 100x, while the layer one just does a 10 or a 20x. So, you got to keep that in mind. And it's also ISO 20022 compliant. Another one we want to talk about is Quant. Where is it on this list? Should be coming up here soon. There it is. A 1.6 billion market cap. Quant is yeah. So actually, before we get into the crypto specifically, we've covered ISO 20022. I want to connect some dots for you so that you know where to research to find out how true and how factual all of this information is. So if you're not familiar with the quantum financial system or ISO 20022 compliance standard, you might not be familiar with the Bank of International Settlements. Okay? The BIS is the organization, the entity that governs the regulations of all the central banks. Okay, so if the BIS is working on Project Agora, which is a project for the central banks. And if you go through and you start reading all of this information and you start diving deep into the BIS and what they are doing with financial technology, you will see all of the connections that go to Ripple, they go to Quant, they go to Stellar, Circle, Hedera. Everything is connected. Okay? So it's your job to go into the BIS and to go and research what's going on and find those connections. I've already found them. I don't need to find them again. That's why I'm invested in what I'm invested in because I've already made these connections. But you need to make these connections, and I'm showing you how. So here's BIS. What else do we have? What is the title here? An evolving BRICS and the shifting world order. If you don't know what BRICS is, it's a group of countries that are forming together. Here they are, and this list is growing every day, and they are putting together a quantum financial system. Okay, you can come through here and you can read this information and you can go and you can research BRICS and you can research what they are developing as far as financial technology is concerned. And when you go and you dive into that, you are going to see all of the connections that we have to all of these financial technologies that I've been talking about. XRP, Stellar, Hedera, Zinfin, which includes R3 and Corda. There's just so much information. This is also the BIS working on Project Helvetia, which is another central bank digital currency project where they are figuring out how they're going to develop these systems that have already been developed, these protocols that are already live, and these financial technologies that are going to take over the globe. If you haven't heard of the International Monetary Fund or the IMF, it is another huge organization that determines a lot about the finance and technology of the world. Okay? Um, so I highly recommend you come in here. You see, they are trying to make everything work in the Pacific countries first. And somebody mentioned to me that they're doing that because if this stuff works out in the Pacific, well, it will work around the entire world. So that's just a funny, interesting, possible fact. Who knows if it's true? But yes, I recommend you look into the IMF and what they're doing. Now let's get into these technologies. I just want to do a brief overview. We've got Ripple. Ripple created, okay, my computer's a little laggy. Ripple, sorry about the lag. Ripple XRP Labs created XRP. Okay. There's just I can't even go through all the connections where all the money is going to come from, but Arcax is one of the places. SBI Remit, which is a huge bank in Japan, SCB, which is huge in Thailand. I couldn't even go through the list with you of all the banks and all the institutions and all the organizations that have been connected with Ripple throughout the last 10 years, but the list is huge and you're just going to see how XRP starts to rise in the chart as it is already. You're just going to see everything, okay? So if you're new to Ripple, this is Ripple. Check them out. They're awesome. Their headquarters are right next to Bank of America's. If that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. We've got Hedera. I love Hedera. We're on meme job. and we're gonna do a 50x on our. We sent over 1,000 Hedera. I'll probably send over a little bit more, but if we can 50x that, that would be great. Hedera is huge. Hedera is a DAG technology, directed acyclic graph technology, which is a little bit different, a little bit more efficient, definitely more efficient than Bitcoin, a lot faster. Yeah, governing council. So, councils that organizations, institutions, companies that rule the world are the governing councils of Hedera. So, value what you hold, know what you hold. Hedera's awesome. We're going to get into Ripple more. We're going to get into Hedera more, which wallets to cover. We're going to cover each of these techs in a video of their own. So I'll be covering Ripple next. And then I'll cover Hedera after that. And then probably Stellar after that. And then probably Zinfin, which is XDC, okay, which is connected with R3 and Quarter, which is connected with Her Majesty, the Treasury, the United Kingdom, the Bank of England, just like Ripple is connected with the Bank of England and Her Majesty, the Treasury. I mean, come on, guys. I'm just connecting the dots here for you, okay? But you got to go in there and you got to research these companies and you got to see those connections for yourself. Those contracts, those agreements, those partnerships that have been formed and signed. You have to go and see them. But value what you hold, okay? So we've gone through Ripple, Hedera, Zinfin, Stellar, XLM. Very connected with Circle. Very connected with Space, the galaxy. Stellar is where blockchain meets the galaxy, the real world. Yep. Best technologies out here. We'll be covering Stellar and the Lobster wallet as well in a separate video. Quant. I love Quant. Quant is the overlay. Okay. The way I explain Quant to everybody is you see all of these other technologies like I wrote Ripple, Hedera, Zinfin, Stellar, Flare. All of these financial technologies that are being adopted and are taking lead in this world, they are going to basically all work interoperably with each other, right? So they're all going to be connected. It's kind of like the way I like to explain Quant is if you have a computer, the computer, you have Windows. Windows is the operating system, okay? So the operating system is what makes everything work. Everything runs on top of the operating system, right? Everything runs on top of the operating system. So Quant Overledger is like Windows for the quantum financial system. It's the operating system, okay? And please go in here, research more, check out Gilbert, the founder. He's seems pretty smart. Seems like he comes from a good family. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Quant. Know what you hold. Okay? Quant, Bitcoin has a total supply of 21 million plus the halving every 4 years. Quant has a total supply of 14 million. And 13 million of that 14 million is already circulating. So talk about supply shock. All right? Pick up some Quant and know what you hold. Value what you hold. This is not financial advice. By the way, I'm not a financial advisor. I've just been studying these markets for 4 or 5 years, and this is where it's led me. Okay? Last but not least, I have to just go through these two projects. Okay? Chainlink, which has connected all of the blockchains that exist, like even Bitcoin and Ethereum, and all of the data that is gathered from those ecosystems is gathered via Chainlink. That's why Chainlink is so important. However, Chainlink is not as efficient as another that we're going to talk about that does the same thing as Chainlink, but on steroids because of its internal embedded oracles. Okay, so Flare Networks and Hugo Filion. I hope I pronounced your last name right, Hugo. Thank you very much for everything you've put together and the community that has formed around your vision and the vision of Flare. Flare is the data, okay? Flare gathers the data for all of the blockchains, and it does that through its very unique magical oracle, okay? The Flare time series oracle is very important. Check it out and go research how Flare is going to just come out of nowhere because Chainlink is one of a kind, but Flare is, I don't know what's better than one of a kind, but Flare, it just does so much more than Chainlink. Not only that, but Flare Assets is now live on Sword, which is the testnet for Flare, and people can send over their Bitcoin, their XRP, or their Dogecoin, and they can use the smart contracts on Flare to earn and to provide liquidity and to just go into Web3 and decentralized applications. So amazing Flare. I mean, Chainlink, I don't know what the future is for you, but Flare might come up and sneak up around the corner and just take all the glory. Who knows? But yeah, this is the quantum financial system. Make sure you get with the program and make sure you start to research this stuff, okay? The quantum financial system. That's what we're invested in for our future, for our health, for our wealth, for our family, for our grandchildren, for our legacy. Okay? The future of finance is digital. There is a quantum financial system that has already been created. We are 100,000% invested in it. And we are going to continue to show you here at Keto Crypto everything that we learn along the way. So, yeah, don't forget about the quantum financial system. It should be your number one priority, other than your health and your family. Um, and if I was you and I was holding Bitcoin, I would think about selling it and getting into some of these regulated, compliant, globally adopted financial technologies and the quantum financial system. And that goes for Ethereum too. All right. Keto Crypto out. I'll be back soon with a video on Ripple and Zaman. And we'll get into it. All right. Check you later, fam.